can do what? You can stay a bit more on bot lane, take more minions on bot lane, or either recall and coming on the mid lane. So why does it matter to look on mid lane to see the wave state?
Because depending on the wave, I can try to do something like impactful in the map.
Exactly. Like right now, if the wave is coming into them, you need to rush. It's either you push bot lane and a Draven rushes to push your wave because it's slow pushing into them, or if it's slow pushing into you, you can either recall or go there and look to freeze, depending of course also like how much gold you have. In this specific situation, as you're looking on mid lane, what do you think about this wave?
It's gonna slow push towards them.
Beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this game first before anything else. Okay, good. So there are lots of things. I will show you a little bit of my notes, a lot of things, but let's go step by step. Okay, good. First thing. So overall, in the first beginning of the laning phase, you played very well. I like your trading and I like your how you played mechanically. Definitely in terms of the 1v1, I checked your games and the majority of them, I think you're winning the lane and pretty consistently. Let's see what happens right here. So you wanted to talk about the macro right here. So when you are getting pushed in this position, this matchup is not really easy. It's just a skill, as I said. So when you go towards the Gragas right here, this is a macro decision. And let's wait a bit. This is a macro decision. When you're going towards Gragas, you see Jax right there, and this is the macro decision. The macro decision involves multiple things. First of all, it involves risks, right? And the risk is right here is you go there, something bad happens, and best case scenario, you just lose the wave mid. Worst case scenario, die and you lose the wave mid. So when you take a decision like this kind of cases, you want to make sure you calculate basically, or you consider the reliability of the play, the guaranteed of the play. How guaranteed is this play if you make it like 100 games? So the pro players, they decide on three things. First of all, they decide on the distance. The distance is by far the biggest thing. Like if the fight is really close to you, you can super easy consider going. Like in this case, so you have distance, you have the HP, meaning that your HP in comparison with the Jax HP, and then you have the wave state. Those three variables, you think about them, you take into consideration, and all of them are gonna give you a percentage of how many plays of this kind of play works. If it's a 50-50, you already know that you shouldn't follow.
Yeah.
If it's a 70% guaranteed play, you should follow. So let's take bit by bit. So distance. In terms of the distance, what do you think about this distance right here? Is it followable?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, 100%. It's very close. It's very, very close. Of course, as we saw into the game that we played, we applied this rule a lot. Like if the jungle is right here and he's fighting, obviously we can give up the wave and move. If he's fighting right here, give up the wave and move. Of course, I'm not saying that if he's fighting right here, you give up the wave. No, in general, if he's like here, let's say, you can push out the wave, and from here you can either go or just keep pushing, depending on, well, the HPs, because the distance is kind of like if you're in mid lane and they are here, then the distance factor doesn't help you to decide this fight, because, you know, it's super far, so you have to go to the HPs, meaning that you have to look at the fight, and if you think that you can do something reliably there, then you can go there and hover. If not, then getting free plays. And the third thing is the wave. The wave is the one that doesn't matter that much because you're playing Sylas. So the closer the fight is, the less the wave management matters. For example, if you're playing Sylas and there is a fight right here, you can have the worst wave management, you can have the worst wave state in the... You need to just follow, like, look how close it is. But if the fight is super far, like right here, and you're like, hey, should I push this wave because let's say it's slow pushing into them? Should I push this wave and move, or should I just follow? Either way. In that case, because the distance is pretty far, the wave management matters more. So the closer the fight is, the less important the wave, the state of the wave is. If it's a bad state, you can still consider following if the fight is close. And if the fight is far, always consider like, how is my wave? Is the enemy freezing? Let me fix it first, and then after I push, I can move after. Very, very important. So in terms of the distance, this fight is good. True. You're right. In terms of the HP that you have, and in terms of the Jax HP, well, not the best play because you have this HP and he has full HP. But you can say that, okay, but I have Gragas, we can kill him. So this is not, this distance is very good. HP is a bit iffy, but you have your W, you have your Ignite. It's not the worst thing in the world. The wave right here on mid lane is slow pushing into the Diana. But why? Why is this slow pushing into Diana here?
Because I have more. I hit the minions, so my minions is gonna kill their minions first.
Exactly. So right now your wave is not good, but since the fight is not in a good position, but since the fight is close to you, you can consider going. But the most important thing, macro decisions, challenger players, Zeka, Chovy, they think about the reliability of the play, as in they ask themselves one question: what can go wrong? Very important, because distance can be good, check. The HP can be good, check. You can kill Jax here, you have enough decent HP. And then the wave, it doesn't really matter since the distance is good and the HP is good. But what can happen right here when you're following this?
Xin Zhao can appear.
Exactly. So this is like if Xin Zhao is dead, this play is good. Like if you see Xin Zhao dead right here and you're following this play is good because we can just one-shot this guy super easy with Ignite, with Flash. Gragas can just go. We can do it. The problem is that we don't know where is Xin Zhao, so the reliability of the play goes low. Rule of thumb: if you're going to consider moving to this kind of fights, always expect worst case scenario. Ask yourself, what if Xin Zhao is here? What if Jax has Flash? What if? And those what ifs are gonna make you a bit like, hey, maybe I shouldn't really follow. Look at my HP. Maybe Jax is gonna Flash on me. Maybe, you know. And what you should do, the correct play is hover, stay here, literally stay here, don't go. No, here you shouldn't go. You should just literally stay here. If you don't see Xin Zhao, let's say he appears bot lane, you can consider fighting. If you don't see him here, then don't fight. And the reliability of the play is high. So the rule of thumb for best macro of the best pro players is that they know how to pick up fights and they know how to go for fights when the risk is very low and the reliability is very high. The more risks you're taking, the lower your win rate is going to be as a mid laner. So distance, HP and the wave, 3 things that are going to help you to decide the reliability of the play. Okay, 540. Let's see what we're going to do right here. Okay, so you push the wave. This is good. And here I told you to play around your bot side angle. Why did I tell you
that? Because of the ward right there.
Exactly. So you have ward right there. You can just play around it. And so obviously, if you have the wards on the top side angle like this, let's say you have the wards, you have this right here. You can play around it. And what's the advantage of it, playing around this?
It gives me vision if suddenly Xin Zhao appears.
And then you can just back off. And if he comes from top side like this, you can always go like this, or you can even like go like this. But it's really good to play around this angle. To be honest with you, like this word is very, very bad. Like it's the worst word that you can put ever. This one is better. This one is better. This one in the brushes, you can just put the pink word. But the normal word is super low value. You'll see very rarely pro players putting this word. Only when they have to push one more wave and they are scared, they put this word like really fast and then they push out the wave. But if they can't put the word, they almost always put it here, or majority of the cases here in this angle. Anything in this area is good. So the rule of thumb is that you want to play around your vision normally on this side brushes, and word in this side brushes is better in pink word. You will see the same for the pro players. Again, right here, as you can see, you're doing the worst thing that you can ever do. Instead of playing on both side angle, hovering here, you're hovering top side, which is the worst angle possible because it's the angle where Xin Zhao might potentially be there. So be very careful. Also, I watched your game. You have a very big pattern and habit to drop this word in the middle of the lane, which you know for what it is, this word?
I usually do it when to see the jungler, like the jungler passing. Maybe sometimes he passes through the lane, or when the my laner wants to roam.
Perfect. That's
so I know where he's going.
It's not a bad word. The thing is, this word is a secondary word. Like you should use it when you already have the word in the brushes. Like for example, right here, you put it in the mid lane here, but you don't actually have a normal ward that will protect you from ganks, you know. So usually pro players tend to use it more when they have two wards. One, they always use it for the jungle, like the positions what I showed you right here, right here, right here. And the second one, yes, you're right, this word is not a bad word for sure. The second one, they use it for mid lane. But be very careful if you have only one word and you put this word instead of putting the side brush word. So be careful.
Okay.
So that's how pro players think, really. Okay, 540. What happened right here? I think it's when okay, when we died. Yes, I see. Okay, so we played around vision correctly. Let me go for the macro because this is what we want to get better. Oh yeah, I think you beautiful. You went for a warrior, my very nice, man. Very nice word there. You try to track a bit of the enemy jungle. It's very nice. And then you go back to mid. Beautiful. Then you clear the wave. And let's see what happens right here. You try to push here. This guy goes into you. And right here, you try to, let's see. So in this case, I would actually, so you were scared of the Xin Zhao E, right?
Yeah.
But what if you let him go in? And you W, and then you E him into the tower?
Yeah, so
right?
I was worried because usually there was a game that I tried to do that like many times and I ended up dying because I don't know, he just bursted me, so I was kind of afraid. I don't think he was gonna burst me, but I was afraid, so I didn't take the shot.
If into your past experiences this happened, it's no problem at all. What I would personally try to do here is that if you'd let him W and then he's going on you and he's getting the damage off on you right here, he might one-shot you before you W. So this is why you should try to press the W as he's jumping to mid-air. And you should like spam your W, so when he gets on top of you, you get the damage first, right after he gets the damage. So like mid-air W. Again, I'm not concerned with this decision making, it's just a small adjustment. The macro distance thing and coin flip is huge compared to this. So we're gonna talk about small things, details, and also huge things. For example, right here, let's say this is Chovy. I'm gonna show you what Chovy does. So Chovy pushes the wave right here, and the wave is about to be crushed into the tower. This is good, you had to crush because the wave is an uncomfortable position. Diana is into the tower. You can't stay in mid lane because you don't have a reliable way to kill her, and you go towards the Drake. Right here, when you go towards the Drake, you gotta make sure you don't stay here for no reason. For example, you taking the plant right here is not the best thing in the world because you could just go recall to get how much is lost chapter? So 1300 minus 750. Is it 650 or 550?
I think it's 650.
650. So you have the lost chapter right here. Like generally speaking, if they are doing Drake and they don't need you, you can look to recall and not like you can hover. Like what I would do personally, I would look at the Drake's HP, and now it's 5k. If it's 5k, I would hover around until like 1.5k. If it's like 3k or like 2k, what I would personally do, I would do what Chovy does. I would do what Zeka does. Zeka goes into the brush, presses B, and he looks at the Drake. If he looks something is like, they might fight, they started the fight, or he cancels the recall. If not, then he goes for the recall through. But why do you think they do this? Instead of just following or not following?
So they don't waste time.
Exactly.
So like when they go base, like they already have the things to do.
Exactly. You wanted me to teach you about tempo. This is a tempo play. Of course, in this case, this decision is very good for you. Like you need to follow. You looked at the Drake. The Drake is like 5k HP. You have to stay around and you have to hit it. But if it was the Drake was 2k HP and you're going towards that angle, it's bad because you could have win some tempo by going into the brush, recalling, and eventually stopping your recall in case something happened. But in this case, since it was 5k, enemy team looked like they want to fight, you going there is not bad at all. But a small adjustments that a challenger player would do, like potentially if the Drake is low, he will try to recall first and play from there. So this is like a challenger small decision. Okay, we're gonna go for another high elo decision making. So I will show you how the macro works in high elo and how we can apply this in your games to win more. So we have 1200 right here. So we put the word, we recall, beautiful, and then you have to go to mid. You went to mid, and then after you went to mid here, you try to look to go to the bot lane here. In this case, Diana is roaming, so you have two options. Follow Diana, of course, as you did, or just another option be going mid lane, pushing mid lane, either getting plates or forcing a play on the top lane and diving. So two decisions: staying mid lane, taking plates, going bot, or three decisions: staying mid lane, pushing, taking plates, staying mid lane and then roaming on top, or just moving there instantly. So we talked about the distance, we talked about the HP, and we talked about the wave. In this case, you are already gonna lose the wave, so the wave is not really gonna help you decide anything. So the distance is gonna help you to decide, and the HP of the players. So when you're looking at this play on bot lane, as you picture it right now, because the map awareness was beautiful that you had, you were looking there, which is the step number one in terms of having a great macro, looking there. So in this case, as you're looking at this fight right now, in this specific situation, looking at it right now, I want to ask you, Yuma, what are the chances of you getting a reliable kill in this case, or getting something reliable in this specific case, in percentages, from a scale from...
I'd say it's a 50-50.
True. Why?
Because it's a 3v3.
Exactly. And what else? Remember the HP concept.
Yeah, they have more HP.
Exactly.
They have the HP advantage.
The problem is that Lulu is already dead, and Draven, after Lulu died, will probably just, well, back off, not fight. Gragas, same thing. So now it's even, I would say, even less than 50%. Like, Lulu is already dead. The chances of Draven with Gragas going back in are like kind of low. So this is like lower than 50. She ulted, so this already goes to, okay, if it was 35% reliable, now this already goes to 50%. Because she ulted and they keep chasing here. But now, as you can see this one right here, what are the chances?
Yeah. Right now it's like 35 again.
Exactly, because he's
even lower, because Draven's probably gonna die.
Exactly. So here, if this is Zeka is like, Zeka is gonna be exactly like this. Like, now he's gonna hover. Now he's gonna be like, I don't like this. Like, Lulu is there. Why am I following? But then the moment Lulu ultis, I'm like, oh shit, never mind. I can't follow. And then he's gonna look to follow. And then the moment they are in this specific position here, Zeka is gonna be like, don't like this, let me go back to mid lane. So it's called having an adaptive mindset based on the percentages. Like here, this shouldn't happen, because now the enemy team kind of trolls. So now this is again 60 to 70% reliable. But why? Why do you think? Why do you think?
Because they were overextending.
Exactly.
The tower shot, and look, the wave is pushing towards us, so the minion wave is gonna hit them.
Yes. So mainly because they are into the tower, they are overextending, and we can go from behind. So this is how you decide this decision making is good. So when you decide right now, when you see Lulu on bot lane like 1 HP, it's more reliable to just go on mid lane and get free plays. If you think you can do something reliable there, then you can always consider fighting like this. But this is the reason why you have low farm. It's not because you're losing farm. It's because, one, you're going for this kind of plays that are unreliable, greedy, and you're forcing them. And two, it's a bit of macro decision, but I will show you that in a bit. So here, you hovering here again. Going there wasn't reliable and wasn't a correct decision. But funny enough, staying here and staying around was a pretty reliable decision. Why did I tell you that you can stay here? Let's see.
Because if they try to go for Gragas, we can turn a 2v3.
True.
Because they would int in the tower.
And it looks like they are pushing the wave, so it looks like they are looking to stay. So as you can see, they are pretty confident. They didn't back off. It doesn't feel like they have a ward on you. Then Diana goes even like this, so she shows if they had a word on you, they would have just gone like this. But you even have pink ward, they don't know. So here I told you, stay a little bit here and let's see what we can do. Then you go on this guy. Here again, a small adjustments, like for Diamond Elo, because this is what you wanted to get here. Like if this is a pro player, like the Everfrost is good because you can cover the whole brush, but as a rule of thumb, try to avoid using your skill shots when you don't have vision on them. Like go into the brush first and then use your E instead of using your E outside of the brush, because she could be here, she could be here. Again, the Everfrost is good because you cover whole brush with the slow, but as a rule of thumb, using your abilities when you don't have vision on them, you can avoid that and try to have vision first before using the ability. Okay, good. And then
I made a mistake there.
Let's see.
I saw that Draven, he pinged mid. I should have pushed the other wave bot that was coming.
Exactly. And in fact, what you should have done right here is that you should take these 3 minions, first of all, because there are just 3 minions.
Yeah.
And as you're taking the 3 minions, you should take a look at the mid lane. Because if the mid lane wave is slow pushing into you, that means you can do what? You can stay a bit more on bot lane, take more minions on bot lane, or either recall and coming on the mid lane. So why does it matter to look on mid lane to see the wave state?
Because depending on the wave, I can try to do something like impactful in the map.
Exactly. Like right now, if the wave is coming into them, you need to rush. It's either you push bot lane and Draven rushes to push your wave because it's slow pushing into them, or if it's slow pushing into you, you can either recall or go there and look to freeze, depending of course also like how much gold you have. In this specific situation, as you're looking on mid lane, what do you think about this wave?
It's gonna slow push towards them.
Beautiful.
So we might have, we might go Herald maybe after I push bot and then I recalled. Then since we have a stacked wave, we can put them under tower mid and try to fight Herald. Because even if we lose the fight or even if we lose Herald, we're gonna have pressure mid and they're not gonna be able to do anything in the map.
True. So you going mid here was correct because you had to fix the wave. But we definitely have to take a bit of the wave on bot lane, like 2 minions, and then go to mid lane. Perfect. 15-50. Oh shit. Let's see. Okay, we go for that. Try to kill her. Beautiful. Then you go to mid lane. Try to go on Xin Zhao. Beautiful. You take the wave. Try to go on Xin Zhao. Don't grid. Beautiful. And then you go on top lane. Okay. Same macro concepts we need to apply. So when you go on top lane, like right here, what concepts, what variables, what things are you gonna think about when you want to take a macro decision to go top lane?
Maybe like does Jax has ult?
True, but you can't really know that.
Yeah. Is there anyone else with him or?
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of hard because Diana is dead. Does he actually has damage? I would press. I should have pressed tab and see like the items that Jax has.
Yeah. So first of all, it's important that you look to see his HP. That's how you decide if the macro decision is good. Second of all, you should look at the distance of the play. Like in terms of the HP, you should compare your HP with his HP. Like your HP is this, his HP is this. I think it's possible. It's not reliable for sure. It's not 80% like you usually want to go for the plays, but I think it's 60% because you also will have your W. So it shouldn't be. So in terms of the HP, the play is good. How is this play going on top lane in terms of the distance that you're traveling?
Oh, it's very far.
Exactly. So in like, what would you say the percentage of this working is if you look at this right now?
I'd say it's like 55.
Exactly. So it's not 50-50 because I would say that you have more HP than him and you have W. So if you catch him, you probably kill him. But the distance in this case is, I mean, you can just recall and go there and still do the same thing because it's super far. So this is how you decide. You decide based on the distance and based on how reliable is the play. And you want to go for not 55% play, but 60+% guaranteed plays. So this decision was very close to be good, but it wasn't good. Like here, as you can see, it was like he played it good. Again, you could have played better, ulting better and ulting faster, but we don't want to take the result. We want to take the decision, and we should look 60+% guaranteed decision. We should try to take. Very important. Okay, and I think from now on, so you go to bot lane here. You go to bot lane. Okay, Draven is recalling, so you go to the bot lane. Not bad. Okay, he actually ended up staying. Weird. You push, and then be very careful if you plan to keep staying on bot lane. If you try to split push and stay there, because they will fight mid and you will lose a lot. So the moment when you push this wave, you have to consider moving to the teammates. The problem in this case is what? In this case.
This kid's. Oh, I'm too far.
You're really far. Like if they are on mid lane and you just push them away mid lane, it would be absolutely in to not go there and help them. But since they're on top lane, they're super far and you just need like 250 gold for the item, you decided to stay on bot lane, which is a good decision. The pattern of you keep split pushing, keep staying on the sideline is very, very bad. In this specific case, it was good because they were far. But I'm gonna show you in a little bit why is it bad to do this on a consistent basis. And here we stayed. Again, we thought about how much gold we need for the item. We checked it. And then as we're checking it, as we're having it, unfortunately the fight breaks there and you just wanna breaks out and you just wanna follow. You followed beautifully. And as you can see, because you stayed, because you knew that you have to stay for 200 more gold, you just went there. Now you recall, you get the item. Let's see what you're gonna do right now. And you're gonna go towards bot lane. Big mistake. So if you go towards bot lane right here, what is the worst thing that can happen with your teammates right now?
They can die. Like, they can start something, like, they
Right.
can start a Baron, and then they contest, and they all die.
So Zeka will do the same decision like you. He will go on bot lane. Chovy, he's gonna do it. Very funny, right? He's gonna go on bot and he's gonna take the whole, like, Zeka is gonna do the same thing that you do right now. But you know the difference between Zeka and us?
Yeah.
They all have teleport, not ignite.
Yeah. That's true.
It would be a good decision to teleport. It would be perfect. Like, why would you stay with them when you have TP? No, but you have ignite. Be very careful with this. Because now, when you see this, like, there is a difference if now the wave state, let's say, so you recall, let's see. Okay, so now there is a difference if, let's see. Okay, the wave was right here. There is a difference if the wave is right here, huge into the tower, you go catch it and you immediately go towards mid lane after you catch the wave that was pressuring you. And there is a difference if you go to bot lane to catch a wave that where, first of all, I mean, this wave doesn't really pressure you in any way. Second of all, if it really pressured you, you can go through mid and then you can instantly go to bot. But at least if you go to mid and they fight top, you can still follow. So rule of thumb is you can consider going on side lane to take like 1 or 2 waves if the wave is like really pressuring you significantly, like in the second tower usually, or a huge wave into the first tower. But usually you want to avoid staying away of your teammates in mid game. And this is a big thing because they started the Nash and things could go wrong. Let's see what happened here. So we took the Nash. Yes, so we were very lucky with that decision. Be very careful with this pattern because this pattern is by far the thing that can hold you back the most. And then here, same thing right here. Like when you, where should we pat right now?
I think I should group.
True.
Because they're doing dragon and my top laner is at top. He's split pushing.
True. So right here, and what should we do? Like, where should we?
Towards I don't know, maybe towards the mid lane.
Exactly. Like, there is no reason to pat like this because you're not, the wave is not really pressuring you, so you don't need to go through lane. You can go right towards them, because you always had I feel like the tendency to like go through side lane like this.
Yeah.
Be very careful with this mistake. And then you are here, you fight, and again, as you can see, if you are in the fight, it's gonna be very easy to play the game. Okay, another play. Let's see. You go to bot lane, we kill Jax, and after we kill Jax, we push the wave, and now you're pushing another wave because there is nothing on the map that you want to be part of. What is the worst? Let's see right here. Let's take a look for a second. What is the worst decision that you can do right now in this game? So you play Sylas and you want to go somewhere. What is the worst place that you can click right now and go?
I'd say bot lane.
True. Why?
Because it's too far. Like, there's no objectives, and it looks like my team is all going towards mid and top lane.
Exactly. So here you see that you're going towards bot lane. True. But well, again, like, if your teammate is gonna fight in the next 20 seconds, then you're not gonna be there. Again, you were justified to go bot lane if the wave was huge into the second tower and then you go mid lane, or even into this tower, go fast and then go mid lane. But in this specific case, nothing was big. It was just 6 minions wave, so not even 6 minions, 3 minions, and then now you're not on mid lane. And if they fight, it's GG. So this pattern right here is very, very, very big. So you see, you shouldn't be here. You should be on mid lane. And if you're on mid lane, we're gonna win this game right here, I think.
Yeah, we would have won the.
Exactly.
Literally, we would have won the game because I wouldn't die to Jax right there.
Exactly. Very, very, very important. Very important. Because now you're cut off by him, true. But the reason why we're cutting off like here because you should go mid lane, and here you should like insta zone yes right now. Insta zone yes right here because you're gonna be full HP.
Oh yeah, he would be in an awkward position.
And then your teammates can follow, and then you can look to W and like fight them because you flashed. Now you don't have flash, and it's GG. Yeah. So this is how you could have win this game right here, with the macro decision. Yeah, he was very, very, very powerful. And here I think we lost the game. So you see, this is the moment that you could have won the game, but you lost the game. Very, very, very funny. So I'm gonna make you a list right now with all of the mistakes. Again, same mistakes in this game. I didn't check the late game, but I checked until 14 minutes. Let me make you a list with all of the things. So I already know what we need for diamond. So what do you think are the main takeaways for this coaching session?
Main takeaways?
Yes.
I'd say, wait, but what do you mean by takeaways?
Like the main things that we learned in this, the main things that we touched that are very important.
Definitely that, me, like if I'm very strong, I should be like closer to my team instead of just doing the selfish game by pushing side lanes, and you know when I can just win the game with them. Take like the three Y's, I'd say, like take into consideration like the HP, the distance, and you know the percentage of this going of a play going well or wrong.
Perfect. Macro decisions.
And
beautiful.
yeah, and using the tempo better, using my tempo better.
Exactly. So distance, we said HP, and we said minion wave state. Taking better decisions and more reliable based on the how guaranteed the play is, and 60% guaranteed is the one that you want to look for, and then playing around tempo. Very, very, very better. So this is the main takeaways. The needs immediate fix for biggest improvement, I think it's definitely the AFK split push playstyle. This is the biggest thing that if we improve, you're gonna get the biggest reward. To apply this info from this coaching, I think that you need minimum 35 more games on Sylas, and I think that watching the session one more time is gonna help you a lot. To get diamond, I identify multiple mistakes in your last game with Anivia. So first of all, we have to fix the AFK playstyle. Second of all, you are right, it's gonna be the macro decisions. Okay. And if we fix those two, it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be so those two, it's already platinum 1. And the thing that is gonna make the push is most likely, from what I saw in your gameplay, is gonna be some more in-depth knowledge about wave management. But this one it's pretty easy to do. So this one I can help you with very, very easy. So macro decisions. So these 3 and is diamond 4. So in the next 6 mounts, I think these 3. This first of all, this we need to fix, and then we're gonna go from there after we focus on that. It's gonna help you if you play some more field from time to time, because you play Sylas, so you'll benefit from playing other roles and other champs from time to time. And for the wave management, I will give you a solution when the time comes. Definitely, let me see. Good, so this is the card. Let me give you the session recorded. Let's go to the questions first before we go to the. So if there are any questions that you might have.
How would I play if I had the TP in this situation? Like in the last game I played.
You will play the lane the same, but just thinking that she has Ignite and you have TP, and you can always TP back, and she has more kill pressure on you. And then in the later stages, you can always stay on the side lane and pressure there if you have TP, and you can just consider staying on side lane more. That's all. So,
okay.
Yeah. So this game you played like you have TP. Like you played too much on the side lane. You played like you always had TP and you could have always joined team fights, which wasn't too good.
Yeah.
So for today, maybe you have any maybe you need some clarifications on something, or maybe any aspect, or maybe you have any questions for today.
Actually, it's like the tempo, like how can I improve like how do I recognize like when I'm behind in tempo, you know? How do I do that?
So usually you recognize that you're behind in tempo when you're not at the right time in team fights, when you are always recalling second in the lane, like the enemy recalls first and you recall second.
Okay.
When you always do that, like on a consistent basis, 5 games in a row, you always recall second, or you're not in the team fights. This is like indicators, but again, there are a lot of exceptions. Like in bad matchups, for example, you will recall second because it's a bad matchup, or also there are gonna be some fights that you're not gonna be able to be part of. So it just depends. I recommend you to just watch pro players. Really, the easiest way is with coaching, obviously, because I can show you. By yourself, you can maybe watch some pro players or maybe some coaching videos of other players, so you can actually understand it better. But those are 2 indicators that you can look at. Am I joining team fights? And like if you're missing team fights, like in this game, tempo problem. If you're always recalling second and you have CS disadvantage, tempo problem.
That's something like I used to see a lot, like when I see like some translated games by Zeka or Faker, he goes like, "Oh, I have tempo," and I'm like, how does he know? You know, like.
Yes.
So that's why.
He really knows. He's predicting lots of things in the game, and he knows how the next 30-40 seconds are gonna play out. So that's why they know.
Wow, that's insane. You know, he knows how to do that stuff.
It's practice. Practice makes it perfect, really. That's
Yeah, I'm gonna practice like they do.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, so for today, do you have any more questions or clarifications that you might have, or?
No, I don't have. I don't have any questions.
So definitely,
that's pretty much it.
I think that you have fine mechanics, you have fine camera control, you have fine itemization. You are definitely a player with potential, but I think we will need to fix as soon as possible the macro decisions thing and the wave management. You also have big problems with the wave management. We didn't touch it in this session because we didn't have too much time. But definitely maybe next time I think you will need some, if you really want to get to diamond, I think you will need some help with that aspect specifically.
All right. So for the next one, focus more on wave management.
Yeah, wave management and macro. We're gonna see how you are doing.
Macro decisions.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think about the coaching? Because I know you've got coached before.
This one was definitely the one I got like most information, like valuable information, you know, because usually they said very broad stuff, but this one was actually in depth, so it's definitely the best coaching that I've had so far.
Sounds good. And what was good about it?
Oh, that like literally everything. Like I feel like right now I'll be able to see like my mistakes more clearly and see how am I going to be able to improve more clearly. Usually, you know, I just go like, oh, if I win, I used to go like, if I win mechanically, you know, I can outplay them. But I don't, like right now I see that if I am ahead, like in my mind, I won't need to outplay them with mechanics, you know. I would just play smart and join like do like better macro decisions, and as a mid laner that's very, very important.
Exactly. It is indeed. It is indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
All
And
right.
is there anything that what do you think is a bad thing or a thing that maybe I could improve in the coaching session that maybe some other people do and I could implement?
So I honestly, that's very hard because the other coaches they didn't like you did like 100% better job as a coaching because it looks like you have more experience than them. So I actually don't know because I've only had like basically 2 coaching sections with the same guy. He helped me in a early laning phase, but that was pretty much it. This one was the first time that I actually saw a macro and learned how to macro better. It was pretty much that was pretty much it. Like I have no idea. This was pretty good. It was on point.
Okay, sounds good. And where do you find me? Where did you?
So I was watching a video on YouTube, and it was the Zeka gameplay, and then suddenly I looked at the silver, the silver Ari player.
Yes, yes, yes,
Then I
yes.
saw that game, and I saw like, cause at that time I was learning a little bit how to play with Ari, and I was like, damn, that's pretty good. I think his might be the coach I need.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. So you have my YouTube channel, right? Do you have my Twitch as well?
Yeah. Your Twitch, yeah. I'm pretty sure I do.
Because I also like stream a lot there, like every day, almost,
Mm-hmm.
and I will play also like until master tier. I will play some mid lane. Right now, I'm trying to get challenger on support, and then I will get it on AD
Oh,
carry.
okay.
So like, mid lane is gonna be the third that I will play.
The third one?
The
Oh,
third.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. I will get 3 accounts.
For those of you who are struggling winning and climbing in solo queue but are serious about getting better, I also do coaching for players that want to improve and get their gameplay to the next level. Coaching can't make you better if you just play normals and ARMs and don't like playing ranked, or you don't care about improving, you just play for fun, or let's say you just play the game for like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours per week, and that's about it. Coaching doesn't help you. Coaching can help you if you feel hard stuck, if you struggle carrying games, if you want to stop wasting time autopiloting and not learning anything, if you run into a circle for a long time, if you want to find out the mistakes that hold you back, or simply maybe you have problems with the wave management, maybe you feel lost throughout the mid game, maybe you struggle with the decision making, macro, and you just want to learn how to do it properly from a professional coach. Or let's say you have difficulties checking the enemy jungle and you die a lot to ganks. Or simply maybe you just want to learn how to carry 1 versus 9 so you can actually climb and stop really wasting time. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and book your own coaching now and start improving instantly. I'll see you in the session.